Good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show at 11:50 a.m. KKNW. Now, I'm your host, Reverend Walden. It's my joy to be on the air. And I just want to thank the weather. It's not as hot as it was. It's not as raining as it was. It's almost kind of good. So anyway, I just always love the weather. The virtue for today is gratitude. I mean, I think we have to be grateful and to have lots of gratitude in everything we do. So I'm just grateful for all our supporters and who support Mothers Justice Show. I want to give a shout out to Omari Salisbury. He just landed in Tanzania, Kilimanjaro. He's over there in Tanzania. He calls that home. So a shout out to him, and also for the Black Legacy homeowners supporting Mothers Justice Show. All right, thank you. So at the top of the hour here, we'll get started on this great show today. I want to bring on Mr. Rye. He always starts up with a local update. And Mr. Hayward is on, Evans is on, I believe, also. Can you hear us now, Hayward?
I asked Nathan, just go ahead and give him a call. He seems to have some audio problems with this.
Okay.
But anyway, I was wondering if, Wednesday, August 28th is the 61st anniversary of the August 28, 1963 March on Washington, D.C. for Jobs and Freedom. And it's most notably remembered by Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. And what people are finally starting to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, saying, had it not been for Sister Mahalia Jackson, he never would have gave that speech because he was going on some script. And she said, and I guess she felt like the crowd wasn't getting interested. And she said, tell him about the dream, Martin, tell him about the dream. And that inspired him to give that speech. And so Hayward, you need to mute yourself, brother. We can hear you, so just mute right now. We're gonna come to you in a minute. So anyway, this Wednesday at Holgate Street Church of Christ, 2600 Holgate and Madison, Martin Luther King Jr. Way South, Minister Jimmy Hurd is hosting once again the Martin Luther King Commemoration Continuation Committee to actually host the 61st anniversary of that historic march. And right now, with the political climate, we need to recommit ourselves. And Vice President Kamala Harris has done a real good job in getting us motivated once again on where we need to be, because changes come through elections. So I was wanting to know if we could get Nathan to just play a couple of minutes of the I Have a Dream speech, and then we'll come to Hayward. And then we'll also be joined by Chandler Williams, and later on, Songbird, Josephine Howell, and Butch Harrison, the maestro. They'll also be at Holgate Street Church of Christ, providing song and also entertainment. So, Nathan, is that possible right now for a couple of minutes?
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
Oh, I have a dream today.
Yeah, well, it was a nightmare for a while, but Vice President Chandler Harris is spreading hope not only in the country, but around the world, because some of those allies we have were a little concerned with the last president still being in office. Did Hayward get on the line with us yet?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Reverend Walden, for having me on your program today. Very appreciative.
You're welcome. It's the Eddie and Hayward show today. So that's all right. That's what we do.
It's been the Reverend Harriett and Eddie show for the last few weeks. We appreciate it too. So Hayward, I mentioned the event, and then Chandler is going to be joining us in a couple of minutes. Chandler Williams is one of the honorees, and also a young man that's a recording artist, a church musician out at New Beginnings Christian Fellowship. So why don't you add in like who is going to be honored, Hayward, before Chandler gets on the line?
Well, thank you again. Thank you for having me, and everybody should know now. Our team, we're not going back. Just like Chandler was saying, we're not going back. No Jim Crow, no Project 2025, and really reparations now. But let me start with this. Chandler Williams, of course, is going to be receiving an award. I don't know if people remember Juan Huey Ray from First Church, absolute magnificent musician as well as choir director. But we have an award named after Juan Huey Ray now, Maestro Juan Huey Ray, Outstanding Musical Aficionado, and that goes to Chandler Williams. Because Chandler has just been outstanding in terms of his awareness and appreciation for music and just what he's done. His impact and contribution to the music world is phenomenal, and what he does at First Church. So I'm going to start with him. Chandler Williams be getting his Outstanding Music Aficionado Award. And then we're going to go to...
We have Chandler on the phone, so we want him to comment before you go to the next one, okay?
Congratulations, Chandler. Let me start there.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Okay, why don't you just tell a little bit about yourself and what you're going to be doing on Wednesday, August 28th, at the 61st anniversary of the historic March on Washington, D.C. for Jobs and Freedom.
My name is Chandler Williams. To everyone who may not know me, singer, songwriter, producer, pianist, organist. Do a little bit of everything between R&B, soul, gospel, jazz, pop. I'm just an artist, creative, performer when Uncle Eddie calls me and wants me to assist in that way. So this upcoming Wednesday, I'll be sharing a selection as well as receiving this award, which I'm highly honored to be a recipient of. Grateful to be in attendance once again.
Well, that's good. We look forward to seeing you, Chandler, and congratulations once again.
Congratulations.
For being an awardee. So we appreciate you. And we want to make sure that you guys get there early because, it's going to be a lot of people. And so we're going to have some people entertained while others eat, and then they can just change positions. So Hayward has arranged for us to have Catfish Corner and Ezel. So it should be, people just be getting off work, as Hayward said. So we're going to eat first, program at 6:30. So Chandler, we look forward to seeing you Wednesday. Thank you very much.
But thank you, young man.
Thank you.
You're a light. You're a light. Thank you for being a light. All right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Hayward, the next honoree?
The next honoree is Chardonnay Beaver. Chardonnay Beaver is one of those, again, outstanding people in our community. She, as everybody knows, she writes for the Facts newspaper, but also she's a multimedia storyteller. She goes around to various schools and different institutions, and she does like a griot and tells stories. But also, she just finished the book, Words of Freedom, a compilation of life principles inspired by truth and guided by purpose. And this is her first volume. We're excited about her, and she's the author of a book, and also she just finished a film documentary called Fulfill the Promise, The Rise, the Fall, That Promise. And it's regarding the McKinney Center. And Eddie and a few other people in the community here are in that video as well. But she is truly, truly not just a rising star. She is a star of herself and well-deserved of the Thelma DeWitte Award, Thelma DeWitte Trailblazer Award. And for those who don't know, Thelma DeWitte was the first African-American school teacher in the Seattle Public Schools. So that's who Chardonnay Beaver's award is named after.
Well, Hayward, I'd be remiss if I
also
didn't.
the granddaughter of the great Fitzgerald Beaver. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh yeah, great.
Reverend Harriett got a story about that one. I'll share that story with us, Reverend Harriett.
Oh yeah, when we came here,
family's connection with Fitzgerald Beaver.
Well, when we came here in 1976 and wanted to open up a photography studio, Mr. Fitzgerald Beaver helped us. He helped us with the studio, and it was called Salisbury Beaver Photography. And the next year, he said, "You don't owe me nothing. Take my name off this business." He said, "You got too many children to worry about paying me back any money." And Mr. Beaver was a fine man. He put a lot of people in business, and a lot of people. He did a lot of good, and that's his granddaughter. So we'd be remiss to not call it Mr. Beaver's name by Fitzgerald Beaver. He set this town ablaze for goodness, and that goodness is still going on today. We're a recipient of that goodness.
Yeah, that's she's the daughter of Leslie and Dennis Beaver.
Yes.
Their daughter. Okay. All right, Hayward.
Yeah, and the next one is Tom Lambor. He's the president of the Washington or the MLK Labor Council, Adult Lifetime in Labor. That's all he's pushing, but he's pushed labor from a different perspective. A lot of times it was the old school of nepotism. He's pushed for inclusiveness and diversity and making sure that the apprentices are now on a platform of upward mobility as they try to get into the trades. So for that, Tom Lambro is going to be getting the A. Philip Randolph Uniting Workers Award, because truly that's what he's been doing, uniting workers. Very, very proud of what he's accomplished here locally in Martin Luther King Jr. County. After him, we have Elton Mason. Elton's getting the Edwin T. Pratt Community Advocacy Award. And one thing about Elton, you got to give the guy credit. Going all the way back to 2012, and, they passed those anti-affirmative action legislation. But what we got from young Mr. Mason was with the Department of Transportation, Seattle Tunnel Partners, and a lot of other entities. He's filed a lawsuit against them. And he's really been pushing Title VI compliance to make sure people of color are getting their fair share of the pie.
Well, Hayward, there's one other thing about Elton Mason to give people an idea of how treacherous it is for African Americans trying to get business in the construction industry. There was an outreach session where 10 Black truckers, a couple other minority truckers were invited to a meeting about an opportunity on a contract. They get to the meeting and Elton says, "Which contract is this?" And the guy wouldn't tell him from Graham Construction. So Elton says, a contract's already been awarded to Grady Trucking and Excavation, so why are we here? And the guy said, for future opportunities, but it was led there because they said there was an opportunity which didn't really exist. So, but I tell you what, Josephine Howell is on the line with us now. So why don't we take a break and go, Miss Josephine, you're on Reverend Harriett Walden's Mother's Justice Show, and Hayward Evans is on the phone, and Eddie Rye is on the Zoom with you. And Josephine will be singing on Wednesday, August 28th at the Holgate Street Church of Christ for the 61st anniversary historic August 28, 1963 March on Washington, D.C. 61 years. And boy, I tell you one thing, if singing could change the laws, we'd be almost in heaven. So Josephine, welcome. And just share a few words with us about what you think about this situation we're in right now. And I know, well, you don't have to tell us what you're going to sing. No matter what you sing, it's going to be good.
Oh, it's going to always be good.
Welcome to Reverend Harriett's program.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so let us know what you think.
I think this will sum it all up, if you allow me to. We just can't give up. We've come too far from where we started from. And no, nobody told us that the road would be easy, but I don't believe he brought us this far. I don't believe we've come this far. I don't believe God brought us this far to leave us. I just think we got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And if we don't have hope, then we're just marching. If we don't believe actually what we're speaking and hoping for, even if we don't see it, then it's an empty movement, and an empty movement goes nowhere.
Amen.
That's all.
Amen, Josie.
Very well said. Leader of the pack. Very well said. So,
I'll have to have you back on my show.
I love you. I'll be there for you.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm letting everybody know that Josephine Howell will be there at 5 o'clock. Because Josephine, they're gonna, it's gonna be a lot of people, so we're gonna have to entertain, eat, while people eating.
It's
I
okay.
have it hooked up so they can hear music all throughout the church at Holgate Street Church of Christ. So
wonderful.
Once again, thank you very much, and everybody heard her. So you want to hear some more? Come to Holgate Street Church of Christ on Wednesday, August 28th, for the 61st anniversary of what we're still fighting for. But we got to have hope, though.
You know what, Josie? You know what?
Yes.
I wonder what songs was Harriet Tubman them singing for freedom.
I always think that.
We have been singing. I wonder about that. It's been 161 years since Lincoln signed that paper. So I've been wondering. I graduated in 1963, so I 100 years after Lincoln signed the papers when I graduated from high school. So I wonder what songs they were singing, because this song just seems to echo through time.
Yes.
Echo through time, and I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much, Josie. God,
I thank you, and thank you for what you're doing. Thank both of you for what you're doing. We're standing on your shoulders, and not only are we standing on your shoulders, we're reaching down to pull others up as well.
That's right.
Great. That's great. You can certainly do it, because you can get people's attention.
Oh yeah.
That's all singing does. Singing just sets people up long enough so they can hear what you got to say.
No, but you have a message in your songs.
Well.
You have a message.
Thank you.
You have some direction. Okay, and you also put hope in there. We got to keep hope alive, as Jesse Jackson.
Oh, yeah. We have to. We have to. We have to.
Oh yeah.
Okay, ma'am. We'll see you Wednesday.
Have a great one. I'll see y'all Wednesday. All right.
All right. Thank you, darling.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay, Hayward, we got a couple more awards, right? Because Butch Harrison will join us in a minute, too.
And I can just digress. The musical selections of musical performers are off the chart, because we also got Butch Harrison, multi-talented singer, plays the piano, plays the sax. He's going to be there performing as well. And Reverend Samuel Towns out of Freedom Baptist Church, the assistant choir director. So we have some people that are going to bring the entertainment, bring the music, musical selections. But our last, and not final, but our last award recipient is Bishop Gary Tyson. And he's going to get the George Washington Bush Lifetime Achievement Award. He's the president of the Northwest Baptist Convention. Yeah, the Northwest Baptist Convention. He's done so many things. His entire adult life has been committed, of course, to spirituality and the love of Jesus and God, but also his commitment to, again, social justice is in the forefront of his life and behavior. And truly, he's the kind of person that exemplifies and sort of walks in the steps of Dr. King. All these people who are the award recipients are some of the best people you ever meet. But again, part of the criteria to obtain an award, you have to exemplify the spirit of Reverend Dr. Martin King Jr., and all of our award recipients do.
All right, that sounds real good.
What about what can people look forward to eating, Hayward?
Oh, yeah. You know, we got Catfish Corner coming. Last time we had the greens, the yams, the coleslaw, and of course the catfish. I mean, the food is off the chart. And Ezel's chicken, come on, #1 in the state of Washington. If not, you had Oprah Winfrey eating this chicken, talking about how great it was. So, and it's all free.
You've had Harriett Walden eating that chicken, talk about
and
how
Harriett Walden
too.
Reverend Walden. So we know
yes.
And bring your children. This is a good learning experience.
Yeah,
as well.
That's right. We have to bring the children. Yes.
Project 2025 is very real, and how it can set us back from a civil rights perspective. It's something that we can't have, and that's why our keynote speaker is probably one of the best orators in the whole state, and that's Reverend Dr. Leslie David Braxton. I mean, you just
I'll amen that.
Than him.
I'll amen that because.
And he had a touch. He had a bug earlier today, and he want to send prayers up for him. He had to go see his doc, but I want everybody to pray for him because we have a prayer list at New Beginning. So every now and then, the shepherd has to have a prayer going up. So I want folks to send prayer for him. I don't want to alert nobody, alarm nobody in the family. But anyway, we have Butch Harrison on the phone, and Butch is maestro. Butch, Hayward Evans, and we're on the Reverend Harriett Walden's Mother's Justice show. She's on along with Hayward Evans. And I just want you to comment a little about what you're going to be doing on Wednesday, August 28th at Holgate Street Church of Christ.
Well, I'll be performing a little music for you, and for your entertainment and listening pleasures, and hopefully reflecting on the day also at the same time with music, of course.
Well, the last time you were playing, people were rocking back and forth. I was one of them in the back, and you were jamming.
Well, hopefully I can get you rocking again. But just a little background music, and something to enjoy during the meantime, and hopefully some inspirational music too. So I can hit a couple of numbers that might hit home in a sense.
Now, I know the music is going to be great. I'm going to digress on the food again. What did you think about the food last time?
I thought it was pretty good. I ate well.
Yeah. I think Holgate is really known for good eating. When he is there, the eating is going to be good. It's so centrally located too. It's not hard to get to. You know what I mean? Really centrally located.
On Martin Luther King Jr. Way South, down the street from Martin LutherKing Jr. Memorial Civil Rights Park, so it's in the right spot.
It's in the right spot, in the right spot. It really is. This is like a sweet spot right now, and I'm just really, really excited. I guess I'll have to Uber over there on Wednesday, but I'll get there. They say get there any way you can. Take a boat, take a plane, take a bicycle.
All right, we'll take care of you. But okay, Butch, well, we'll see you Wednesday. We wanted to make sure you got on, man, so we give you thanks for all you've done for us. The Martin Luther King Commemoration Continuation Committee in the past, and want to make sure that people know that we know you're still playing around town. So let us know when you got a gig going on, and we'll give you a shout out.
Oh yes, sir. And actually, the Jackson Street Jazz Walk is coming up next week. So I'll be there at the Wonder Bar on Saturday, and that's Saturday the 7th. And my set is like from 7 o'clock on to 8:30, I believe it is. So I'll be there at the Wonder Bar for the Jackson Street Jazz Walk. And that's next Saturday. That's going to be a nice little deal. There's a lot of bands playing there, and a lot of entertainment all around for about 2 or 3 days, Friday to Sunday, I believe it is. So that'll be a nice little deal there. And then, of course, the Roots Picnic next Sunday, I'll be doing a little something there, too.
All right, I might have a rib or two for you. I'll be there, too.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to hold you to that.
All right, you got it, brother. Okay, thanks, Butch Harrison. We sure appreciate you. We'll see Butch Wednesday at the Holgate Street Church of Christ, beginning at 5 o'clock. Program starts at 6:30. So, Hayward, do you have any closing comments?
Just I think I'm going to encourage all the listenership to be there. Great food, great entertainment, fabulous speaker, and truly deserving award recipients. 2600 Holgate Street Church of Christ, 2 blocks north of Martin Luther King Park, across from the Tennis Center. I think you would have an absolutely fabulous time. You're welcome. Bring your family and come and enjoy. And also rally.
Okay, Hayward, I think, Reverend Harry, we got enough time to play a minute or two of I Have a Dream speech?
Well, yeah, but before that, I just want to say, please bring the children. I mean, we have to really impress upon. I mean, we're doing this because somebody took us to church, or we could learn it all along the way, but we have to bring the children. Even if those teenagers say they don't want to come, sometimes you just got to pull the mama or the daddy card or the auntie card. That means you coming. You're going with me. Come on, let's go. So sometimes you got to do that. So let's pull the mama, daddy, grandma card, auntie card, and say, no, you're going. I don't care if you're 17 years old. Let's go.
All right. Now, that's a good message. Thank you very much, Reverend Harriet, for the time today. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, Nathan, we got a minute or two of the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech.
With the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Hi, this is Marilyn Milano. If you love animals, then please check out my new show, Love Has Many Faces, Tuesdays from 9 to 9:30 a.m. right here on Alternative Talk 1150. I'll be talking with rescue groups, animal advocates, and other organizations that help animals, sharing their stories and giving our listeners some tangible ways in which they can help make a difference. That's Love Has Many Faces, Tuesdays at 9 a.m. right here on Alternative Talk 1150, raising awareness, touching hearts, and saving animals' lives.
Working hard to put a smile on your face. Alternative Talk 1150.
Oh, good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 AM KKNW. And we want to be ready. I mean, we really want to be ready. I like Ruthie Foster anyway. I think she's so cool. But I'm just kind of jazzed up from the last segment. We're talking about the March on Washington and the meeting, the community meeting and the awards and all the good food that's going to be on Wednesday over at Holgate Street Church. I just want to just have my little take on this because I was just 61 years ago. I just finished high school, Crooms Academy in Sanford, Florida. I was in the class of 63. It was 109 of us. I grew up in segregation, as I always say. Never had a white teacher, Caucasian teacher in my life. All my teachers were trained by the late, great Mary McLeod Methuen. And so it's like, wow. Time flies when you might be having fun or having children or raising children or whatever. But 61 years later, so you just think about 161 years that we have been after Lincoln signed the paper. Isn't that amazing? That if you don't solve the problem and don't recognize it, that what history has brought us, then we look like we're doomed to repeat that. And so I'm awfully glad to hear there's going to be a commemoration. I'm the fine speaker of Dr. Lexi, Dr. Braxton out at A New Beginning, and all the great food that is going to be at the church. I've been there. So, and I want to encourage people, bring your children. And this show is a podcast, so you can listen to it later. And you can also tell your friends about it, because this is what we need to do right now. We need to bring our friends with us, bring the children with us, even if they don't want to come. Sometimes you have to be the parent, to be the bad guy. To say, no, we're gonna do this. So anyway, and in 1963, guess what? Television signed off. Okay, there was no cable channels. Can you imagine life without cable channels? What would people do if they didn't stay up all night and watch television and watch it all of this? Sometimes good stuff and sometimes bad stuff, but whatever it is. But in 1963, I finished high school, and I took a Greyhound bus to Montgomery, Alabama, to spend some time with my stepmother and my half brothers and sisters, because I'm an only child. But man, and then August 28th, 1963, we were around the television to hear and to see the March on Washington, to see Dr. King and to hear all the people speaking for freedom. And we're back here right now today, still speaking for freedom. Because, everything that God made was made to be free. Even the ants. If you try to get rid of an ant, what do the ants do? The ants will get out of your way. Even a gnat. So everything wants to be free. And we're still talking about freedom here in America and around the world. All people were born to be free. And so freedom, let freedom reign. Let it reign. Let people be. Let everybody grow and to be able to prosper, and to, as Paul Robeson say, live and walk the good life and live the good life. Paul Robeson, he was a great American also, who just happened to be born of a Negro heritage at those times. So I'm excited. I'm always excited because my glass is always half full. I don't know anything about it half empty, because we need that energy to go on. And like Josie said, and Josie was singing. Said, God, that would not. We've been singing for freedom ever since our ancestors got taken. We've known no safety. You can't go to church and all these other places we go, and sometimes it's just crossing the street being Black. So anyway, I'm just excited about what's happening in America. And people want to be free. I want to be free. And so one of the things that I continue to do and to be involved with is Mothers for Police Accountability. We started in 1990. Who would have believed 34 years ago we'll still be talking about trying to get justice? And spent working on bringing the DOJ to town back after the killing of John T. Williams. He was a wood carver, and we worked on that. And the coalition did, and the DOJ came to town, and I don't think Seattle is, I think in some ways it's not, it's going backwards. That's what it looks like. All of America police departments seem to want to go backwards because they believe that they'll be able to, maybe have immunity for everything they do. But what I want to tell people is that these are public employees and they work for us. All the people who work at the city, the county, or the state are public employees, and they get paid by the public money. So I think we have a right to have some accountability. So we started out as Mothers Against Police Harassment in those days because there was a lot of harassment going on. They would the young kids was made to get out the car, take the position, and guns was being put at kids' head from 1990 to about 1992, 93. But our work stopped that. We really did. Just having the presence. We was just, wherever police was, we would just ride up and stand up and watch them do their work. So we've come a long ways, baby, as that song says, you come a long ways. But 163 years is a long time. It's a long time. And I understand structural racism. I'm down south a lot. I understand that how you keep people poor without paying them good wages. Really and truly. In order, a good paying job raises the standard of living for a lot of people. A man who makes a little bit more money, he takes his wife out more. The kids go to the barber shop more. They get shoes. So a good paying job absolutely raises the standard of living for a lot of people. And then we're not going back. I mean, we're not going back to, when I grew up, the minimum wage was $1.25 an hour. And you could do good if you got $1.50. And if you happen to be working there, I might say, the so-called days work or working for a European American family, if you work 4 days a week, 5 days a week, you got $20 a week. And if you work that Saturday, you got $25 a week. So nobody's going back to those kind of wages. Nobody's going back. Have you ever seen a clock going backwards? What would happen if you saw a clock going backwards? People would be afraid. We're not going backwards. And in the spirit of not going backwards, Mother's Justice Breakfast is going to be November 11th at the Royal Esquire Club, and we'll be announcing more about that because we believe in justice. We believe in justice, and most people do. And justice, we want more justice. We want freedom for a lot of other people. We want freedom for the world. What we want most is love. Love just has such an effect on people. Whenever there's love, love, love. And so the other thing, I've never been to the continent, but all the rest of my children have. Omai Salisbury converts media, Chikundi Salisbury, he does a multiplicity of things. Really, he does. He works at the city also, but he's involved with the Virtuous Healing Circles. He has cspot.com, it's a multimedia group, and also the Black Legacy Homeowners. I launched that, trying to give African Americans more information about how to stay in their homes with all what has happened to Seattle. And then that's Tundi Salisbury. He's an optician, makes eyeglasses. So I just want to say what it takes to be able to raise children in Seattle, and so many families right now are struggling. But one thing it takes is dedication. You got to stay on it, and I understand that. So Omai is, like I said earlier, he's just landed in Tanzania. He over there they call it Tanzania, but he loves it. He calls that home, and so I give him a shout out over there. And also I want to give a shout out to a lot of the people there in Montgomery, Alabama that was part of the Montgomery boycott. I have a friend down there. She's 95 years old, and she was part of the Montgomery boycott there all those years ago. So we've been marching and singing and pleading and on all of this for freedom, for equal rights. The Catholic Church said that we didn't have a soul, that we was infidels in 1452, and that we'd be in perpetual servitude. So anyway, it's time for that perpetual servitude to end, and just having positive speakers and things that's happening in America to not only help us, but the one thing about us, whenever the door is open, we bring other people with us, because the whole world wants freedom. And we know a lot of people in a lot of other countries, it's Americans' interference with the government. And a lot of people are leaving. A lot of people just want a better government. And they come to America looking for freedom. And as I have a dream speaks, let freedom ring. Let it ring from all those places that Dr. King talked about. And this is amazing that 161 years later, we're still talking about this. But more importantly, we talk about the work that he did. Sometimes God just sends people in the world who are lights, and sometimes they don't stay long. We don't know why that happens. Sometimes they're assassinated, and sometimes powerful lights that God sent to the world just don't stay as long, but they come to do powerful work. And that's what happened with Dr. King, and we know that he was assassinated. But I just want to give another shout out to any of them and what they were doing, Mr. Rye and Howard, Hayward Evans, and all of the things that they put together commemorating this. And I don't know how many other cities do this, but it's been a continuous thing here, and Mothers is always willing to support anything like that to keep it going, because that's what we're going to have to do. And that's why I say I really thank all our supporters. I mean, we've been on air now since 2014. I love radio. I grew up with radio. So I think I have fun. I love radio. And when you grew up with radio, then you're acclimated to it. We didn't have a television. My grandmother didn't believe in television. So I was raised without a television and a telephone. So go figure. I love to talk. And so I really appreciate all the supporters. And like I said, and I want to appreciate another appreciation for Lonnie Nelson. She's in spirit now, but she was one of our members. She was with us for 22 years with Mothers for Police. We were, like I said, Mothers Against Police Harassment in those days. And we changed our name in 1996 to Mothers for Police Accountability. And some of the things that we've done in the past and we will continue to do, it's through the education around what to do when you get stopped by the police. And also, I think we want to increase some of the workshops that we're probably planning to do next year, if God allows. Is also working with young people, because too many young kids are picking up guns and becoming felons. And once you're a felon, boy, your life changes forever. And some states you can never get your rights back. Washington State I'm from Florida. You can't get your rights back there, but I'll see what they do for Trump, because he's registered in Florida. And so we'll see if he gets to vote there. But felons can't vote in Florida. And if you try to vote and you're a felon, you're gonna be arrested. So Florida, that's one of the laws of Florida that happens in Florida. Now, Washington State, a lot of people don't know it, but you can get your rights back in Washington State. It's one of the few states. I think the ACLU was behind that drive. And I know there's Herb Vote and other people, other organizations out there that help let people know that they can get their rights back. And that's good. That's good. But we want to prevent you from becoming a felon. So we're going to go ahead and take a break right now. And we'll come back. We'll continue Mother's Justice Show on 11:50 a.m. KKNW.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Did you know if you're an adult living with asthma or COPD, getting sick with pertussis may result in severe complications? Pertussis, or whooping cough, is a serious respiratory illness. Vaccination is the best way to help protect against pertussis. Speak to your healthcare provider to ensure you are up to date on your Tdap vaccination. Learn more at lung.org.
Real people, real life, real radio. Alternative Talk 1150.
Yeah. I like that song too. You listen to Mother's Justice Show on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden. It's my joy to be on air. As I said earlier, I just love radio. I think one of the reasons why I love radio, because it brings back fond memories of my grandmother, my grandfather, and I sitting around the fireplace at night listening to the radio. And also during the daytime. I mean, I grew up listening to country. Most people don't realize that. They say, but I grew up in segregated South. Well, my radio station, the station in my hometown, we got the Black music from 5 to 6, rhythm and blues. The rest of the time was country music. And then, so that's what you listen to. And then on Sundays, we would have gospel music. And I think we got 2 hours of Black gospel, but the rest of the time was, the people talking bad about us, or either you're listening to country music. So it was an interesting experience. And I often tell people that I actually grew up in paradise and didn't know it. I mean, because I had 6 orange trees, 1 grapefruit tree, 5 peach trees, avocado tree, a mulberry tree, sugar cane. Everything that grew in Florida except for coconuts grew in my yard. And so, there's a song out there say they paved paradise over. Sometimes you leave paradise behind, you don't realize it. So it was a long time. It was really hard for me to buy oranges in the grocery store, because if you had 6 orange trees in your yard, you were never without oranges. They were just always there because one tree was always bearing fruit. But also just listening to the radio at night with my grandparents, and my grandfather refused to cut off the radio, so I learned how to study how to do my homework with the radio on. So that's why I'm such a fan of radio. It's because it's so dear to me. It's so dear to my heart. Of course, I graduated in 1963, so it's a long time ago. Actually, since I've been television has improved since then. My grandmother didn't want television in our house. She didn't have one, but she had favorites that she liked. Guess what? She liked the Ed Sullivan Show and the Marshall Dillon Show, Gunsmoke. And how often when I first started Mothers, I used to talk about Marshall Dillon, the bad guy. He could send people out of town with just a look. And how, now when law enforcement, shoot people, they actually do shoot for the mass. They do shoot to kill. And Marshall Dillon used to shoot the gun out of people's hands. And people said that wasn't normal. That was just Hollywood. But, we've had so many different times in America. And as I mentioned last week on my show, and I was talking to Mr. Rye, is that they got the organizing for the March on Washington was incredible. It was no social media. It was no Facebook. It was none of this stuff that's happening today. They only had a telephone, a telegraph. You could send a telegram, and they had 5x7 cards. Do you know what the organizing that it took to get 250,000 people to Washington, D.C.? And most of the buses were segregated. So you had to find buses, you had to find transportation, unless people came on the train, and it was still segregated too. But just think about that. Think about that. What it took to organizing to get that done. Now it's kind of easy to organize. People can, they can text you. They have all these social media, and sometimes you still don't get a lot of people out. But you think about that. You think about all the people who helped with that. Martin Luther King did not organize the March on Washington. He was the guest. Bearden Russell, A. Philip Randolph, and all those people organized the March on Washington. Because A. Philip Randolph had been trying to do a March on Washington ever since Roosevelt was in office. And A. Philip Randolph was a Floridian. I know all the Florida people. So he was born and raised in Florida. And he worked on railroad. And he organized more people, Black men, as they worked on the railroad. And so the CIO, when they organized, it went with the AFL-CIO. The CIO was the colored union that was organized. So he was an organizer. But Martin Luther King was an invited guest. Mahalia Jackson and all the other people were invited guests. And so that's history. And one thing I love history. Everybody know that. Most people know I'm a closet scholar, so I love to study. And that's how I become alive. I love between radio and studying. This is what gives me joy. And I think everybody have to find some place in life where you get joy at. Because joy absolutely is the oil that oils us and make us want to go and do things when we can have joy. And the whole systems of the world is to keep people in apathy, to keep their nervous system upset, so they don't know which way to go. And it's in all the governments. It's how they run the world. But our job is to rise above this, so we can always have joy. Because when we come in with joy, we spread joy. And what joy does is it's contagious. And that's what's happening in America right now. People want to feel joyful. They want to feel like they can make a difference. And joy does that, see. And that's a gift. I think it's a gift when you can walk through the world and go through all this, what's going on, and still find joy. And that's what's necessary, because the job is hard. It really is hard to do social justice work, to try to work with people who might not want to wake up. And you kind of judge that they need to wake up. Oh, but joy. And that's what the virtues are. I mean, joy is one of the virtues of our heart. I mean, because the Creator, when He created all of us, we all have a place in us where we could find joy. And I always tell people when we want to criticize and talk bad, I say all hearts belong to God. I believe that. All hearts belong to the Creator. And we're all here to make the world a better place. I mean, that's why we signed up. Now, some people went back to sleep. They signed up to spread joy and to make the world a better place. And guess what? They went back to sleep. But the people that was on my show today and what's going to happen on Wednesday is a continuation to know that we didn't go back to sleep. We're going to keep at this. We can keep at this thing called justice, hope. Yeah, hope and love. Because these are the things, and you got to have courage, see. In order to do this work that we've been doing here 34 years and the NAACP over 100 years in America, and I think it's 100 and maybe 8, 9, or 10 years in the state of Washington, and we're just juniors, 34 years, but it takes courage. It takes courage to stand up. It takes courage, and courage comes from within. Courage is a gift from the Creator. And also it takes strength to do this work. And again, I mean, you don't do any work by yourself. It's always, God always sends good people to be part of your team. I believe that. I've lived my life that way. And one of the things I know that there's always a blessing and there's always an angel for us. I believe that too, no matter how dark it seems. No matter what's going on in the world, there's always a light. There's always an angel. There's always a blessing. And I believe that. And wherever I go, that's how I run my life. But also I see it happening in other people. I absolutely see it happening. So anyway, I just encourage you to show up on Wednesday at Holgate Street Church there in Holgate on MLK, to come early so you can get some food and participate. Bring your children and mark your calendar for Mother's Justice Breakfast November the 7th, a few days after the election at the Royal Esquire Club. We're just so happy to continue to do this work, and we're looking for more members and people to come and help us. And just keep on the road. One of the things about freedom, you just have to keep on the road. You really don't give up. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing that some of us are still here? So anyway, you've been listening here to the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 AM KKNW. I hope to see you on Monday. I hope to see you absolutely to Wednesday, at the Holgate Street Church. Take care. This is Reverend Walden on Mother's Justice Show, 1150 AM KKNW.
This is your before and after story. Prepare for an incredible career in nursing. At Southeastern College, experience expert hands-on training. Learn real-world skills in our professional lab and simulated settings. And train for opportunities as a practical nurse, registered nurse, or career advancement with our RN to BSN program. At Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.